Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next episode from me, Avomance, and today it's collab time again. But this time, I'm doing it with a new YouTube collaborator partner. This is Frilioth. Frilioth has got a really nice little channel. You really should go and check him out. Proper clever from a redstone perspective, giving me all kinds of inspiration. And as a result, I thought it'd be really fun to do something with him. So we're going to grab something that Frill has been able to do a few times now, has done a few updates, which is villager breeder. But we're not just going to do a villager breeder. Oh, no. We're going to do a villager breeder in its own kind of building area. And basically, what we're making is a love shack. Oh yeah, we're doing a love shack for villagers. I'm going to do the building and Frilioth is going to fill it with villager loving. Yep, they are going to do breeding all sorts inside the village breeder. It's going to be great fun. So I'm doing this one. You can see the link. Hopefully I've done it right and I've not messed it up. If I've messed it up, Frilioth, I'm really sorry because I'm really rubbish at stuff like this. But if I've messed it up, then the link is in the description below. But there should be a link to Frilioth's channel on the screen as well. That's the bit I'm worried about because sometimes, depending on what platform you're in, it don't work. But there is definitely a link to Frill's, not just his channel, but the actual video that he's done that builds the villager breeder that is inside the building I am about to make. So I'm going to do the building. There won't be a villager breeder in it by the time I finish because that's what Frill's going to do. And let's get on with it. I don't know, I talk a lot. Now, the instructions I've had from Frilioth is that I must have at least a 7-11-5 space. So what I've actually done here is a 7 square on the floor and an 11 high tower. So that is kind of the minimum size that I can make this love shack. But we're not going minimums. I'm going to make it a bit bigger so they've got a bit of room to breathe and maneuver. Yep, villagers over there. Maybe you will be the people that are going to populate this particular villager breeder. Yes, indeed. Let's crack on with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually come out a little bit from each corner because I want it bigger than we've actually suggested here. So I'm going to come out 1, 2, and then here I'm going to stick an oak wood, and then I'm going to do the same in each corner. So 1, 2, there. I'm going to come out 1, 2, there. Whoop, now I can't. Oh, now I've got to count again. 1, 2, there we go, that's perfect. And then 1, 2, and there. So that is kind of the area that we're going to use for our love shack, and we're going to do inside here, and these are just markers at the moment. I'm going to build them up inside here. We're going to come up 2 with chiseled stone blocks. There we go, up 2. And the reason being is it's just quite nice and ornate, and I like the idea of that ornateness in the building. It just makes it look quite nice. And then we're going to come along and we're going to actually put another wooden block on the top of each one like this. Now what I'm trying to achieve here is a bit of a, we're going to kind of do an archway, and the archway is going to come across, it's not going to be like a really high archway because we don't want things going too high, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do, using some stone brick steps, I'm just going to put some the start of some arches coming this way on each side. So that's going up like that, that's there, and that's there, and we're just going to carry on doing that until we've got the semblance of the beginnings of a few arches. Now I appreciate I'm not following my own instructions in terms of the size at the minute, but you know what, that's all right, it's my build, I'm going to do what I want. Don't you start telling me what I've got to do. I want to do it this way. Now, the only person that can tell me what I've got to do is Frilioth, because if it doesn't work, then obviously the villager breeder is all defunct, isn't it? But what we're going to do is not go any higher than that. There we go. Like that. And does that mean we've got them all there? Yes, we do. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to get some stone brick slabbage. Stone brick slabbage being there. And we're going to come in with the stone brick slabs. One up, and that's just basically going to come all the way across like that. No, wrong one. We're going to go up and across like that, up and across like that, and then again lastly up and across like that. Now Frill, if you're watching this, which I hope you are, I know that it's got to be 11 high from the platform at the bottom, and we're not doing the platform at the bottom on this orange wall. No, we're not. We're going to have a nice oak wood floor, because everybody loves an oak wood floor in their build. And we're just going to fill this up like this. I've got some thoughts what I might do with it afterwards, but you know what? I'll make that bit up as I go along, shall I? Let's go in here like that. So we've got a nice oak wood floor, which means I need to increase this by 1. And every time I come up with the floor, I know I need to increase that by 1. And then we're going to get some stairs. Where's my oak wood stairs? Should I do oak wood or should I do... No, let's do some nice spruce stairs. So we're going to get spruce stairs because that's in keeping with... You see how that matches with the bark? So we're going to have our spruce wood stairs coming around like that. I'm going to bash myself into... Right, that's interesting. So I need to do something there. Okay, that's fine. I'll get that sorted. It's not quite high enough for me to be able to do what I want to do there. Let's get rid of that. And that, come around the other side here. There, and there. And come around this side and go there, and there. Right, so for me to be able to walk up this, oh, I can do it there. So why can't I do it there? I can do it there. So why can't I do it over here? I can. So why can't I do it here? I can. That was really weird. Did you see that? That was physically stopping me from doing what I wanted to do then. Let's round off that bit. Round off that bit. Come around here. I'm going to round off that bit. And eventually round off that bit. So we've got a bit of a platform there with some arches that are going to act as the kind of the entrance to the villager breeder there. So that's quite nice. So now what we need to do is basically fill in the spaces, and I'm going to do that by trying to continue the steps up, so as it's kind of like a up like that. Do you see what I mean? So it's up like that and like that. I'm just going to do the same in that corner, and what that allows me to do is not actually get in the way of the 7-7 square in the middle that we need for the actual building, because that would be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it? And then we're going to come up there, get rid of that, and that's going to continue along like that. I hope I can still get under there. Yes, I can. So then we're going to come there and along. That's like that. Across like that there, and across like that there. Okay, so we're starting to build up quite a nice area. What I am going to do in the middle here is I'm just going to make sure I know exactly where my 7x7 is, because I don't want to encroach on it. So just temporarily, I'm going to do that. Hang on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7. Okay, so you can see, looking from above, we've still got the entirety of that 7x7 square. I just wanted to check because I might have fluffed it. So let's get rid of that there like that, because we don't need anything go on there. There we go. So now we're going to be building up a little bit more to make this a little bit more substantial. At the minute it looks more like a little monument-y type thing, and we need to make it a little bit better than that. So the next thing we're going to do is make a relatively patented Avomance lighting system. Well, it's not patented at all, not remotely, but I quite like it. So we're going to put a glowstone block on each for a little bit of mood lighting. They need a little bit of mood lighting so they can decide whether or not it's the kind of thing they want to do, if they want to be making little villager babies. So we're going to put these like this. These trapdoors are really quite cool because they don't affect the level of light whatsoever, but they do make it just a little bit nicer, in my opinion, in terms of the way they look. Now, you could use sea lanterns here if you want. I tend not to use sea lanterns too often because they are that much harder to come across in survival, and people do like to build things in survival sometimes. If you've not got any access to any kind of ocean monument, getting sea lanterns is all but impossible. You know what I might do? I might get rid of those like that. I don't think I like those that much. And then I'm going to get that like that, get rid of those glowstones because I don't need that anymore. I'm going to stick that like that because I think that's better. Yes, it is. So that's going to go in the middle of those like that and like that. Okay, so it looks a bit clunky at the minute. We're going to do something about that. Don't you worry. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to get some white concrete. And again, I don't often build in concrete because I find that concrete is actually really quite difficult to build with because you can't very easily see the seams. But with this one, I think I need a little bit of white concrete. I'm going to pop it in there. You can see it's floating. This is a temporary block. Then I'm going to pop one there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across 9 with that being 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to repeat that in this direction as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's over it. Yep. I'm going to come across here. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and then I'm going to complete it off like this. There we go. So again, it looks a little bit weird, but it's sort of a floating thing. But it's all right, because the love of the villagers is powering the levitation. Oh, yes, it is. Now, in each corner, with this being 1, we're going to go up 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And you can see we're already above the level we need to be, which is awesome. Then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And once more in this corner, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So yep, we are perfectly over where we need to be. Now, Frill, I know that you may need to edit these walls if they are in the way of your villagey thing that causes the villagers to like to breed with each other. I know. And that is fine. You are allowed. This is a construction for you to edit as is required. I'm just going to get rid of that wall because we don't need it anymore. And now what we've got is the actual construction. You can see we've got what looks like a white tesseract right there. A little bit of a reference to Avengers if you haven't seen it yet. So we've got a red thing goes there, a red thing goes in the middle there, in there, and in there. I'm actually using nether wart block, and I'll tell you why I'm using nether wart block in just a moment. We're going to line this up with white right the way around. There, along the wall. So as we've got one red nether wart block in the middle and white across the outside. We're then going to put 3 like this, like that, like that, and like that. We're going to fill this bit up with white. There. It's nice and clean looking. Everybody likes a little bit of clean whiteness in their life. That there and that there. So you can see we've got a little red T there. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of red stained glass and just shove a single red stained glass in the middle like that. Just check I've got it all right. Yes, I do. We're going to put more of this nether wart block either side. There and there. There and there. But then we're going to come out one more like that. And that side. And that side. And that side. Now, you probably worked out, this build is relatively freehand actually. I've sort of made it up as I go along, except for this bit. This bit I did plan out just a little bit because I wanted to know what I was doing. And I was a little bit worried it was going to all go horribly wrong if I didn't. So here we're going to put a row of 3 red stained glass. Doesn't have to be red stained glass, but it's just in keeping with the nether wart. It matches up quite nicely. And I do like things to match because that's the way things should be. And we're going to get another nether wart block on either side of that too. Same on this side, and this side. And you've probably guessed we're going to stick in white all the way around here. I like the way this white goes when I don't use it very often, but look how clean that whiteness looks. It's really, really nice. I like it very, very much. Maybe I should use it more. In the comment section below, should I use white more? White concrete specifically, I mean. Should I be using it more? Maybe if I do modern builds, should I be using it more, or should I leave well enough alone because you cannot see the seams and that makes things very difficult? I'd be very interested to find out what you think on that front. And then we're going to get red there, and then red nether wart in the middle. Red nether wart in the middle, a little bit of red stained glass there and there. Red stained glass there, there. Nether wart, if I can actually drive, in the middle. Come around, nether wart in the middle, red stained glass there and there. So it's starting to come together. Then here, we're just literally going to do a row of nether wart block right the way across on all sides. There and there, coming around there, and there, and then one last row on this side. And then what we're going to do is so we've got kind of a corner 3 of white here. We're going to stick a white there, and a white right in the middle there. Same on each side, there and there. Try not to miss, that would always be good. There and there. Get that one there, and that one there. And then last of all, we're going to put a red nether wart block there, like that. Not like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, and like that. And what that gives us is sort of a heart shape. It's a red nether wart heart. I thought that the nether wart block actually made it look like it was a little bit like fleshy and heart shaped. So I quite liked it. So I thought that's how we're going to go. So we've got a heart on each side of our villager breeder because they love each other, don't they? Yep. So now we've got to try and basically finish this thing off. So we've got a nice shape here, but I want to put a nice special roof on, not just your average roof, a nice special roof. And I want to do that by sticking an kind of backwards upside down stairway in each corner like that first. So we're going to come up like that. Oh, hang on. No, I've not done that the right way, have I, Wally? Right, so like that, and then come at it like that, like that, like that, like that, and like that. There we go. So we've got 4 sides of the roof there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a gable, which is going to come up just as a straight A gable. I'm not messing around with it at all this time. Just doing a straight A gable, coming all the way across from both sides here. Coming around, hang on, hang on, hang on. Let's get that there, that there, that there, that there. Okay, so we're nearly there. I need to go up there and there like that. And then inside here, like that, and like that. Okay, so you can see we've got quite a nice little gable looking endy thing there. I need my block. We'll stick a spruce wood plank in there and then get spruce wood steps in like that. And then I'm just going to repeat that process on all 4 sides. Dead simple, right? So we're going to come up backwards and forwards until we've completed the entire 4 sides of this roof. They're all going to be identical no matter which way you're looking at it, because love comes from all sides. Oh yes, yes it does. So I just need to finish this off. So whilst I'm doing that and fudging stuff by going the wrong way quite a lot, I will leave you to zoom to the next bit. So there we've got it. You can see we've got an overhanging quadri-apex roof. Quadri-apex is a word I just made up, meaning that there are 4 apexes on it. And what we're going to do now is we're kind of reversing. If you remember, normally we would put the apex gable ends of the roof in stone and the roof in wood. Well, we're going to reverse it. We've got the gable ends in wood, and we're going to whack some stone for the actual roof. And if you see, it's all right to sometimes reverse things out if it is in keeping with the build, because it sometimes works. So let me just whack this in here the right way round would be nice. Up like that, like that, like that. If I just do one of the quarters, and you'll see what I mean by it working there, there, come there, no, there, and there. Okay, so if I now come down this way, you can see that is really quite effective. It works as a really nice roof. It almost looks like it's slate tiles with this wooden edge. It's really quite effective. So we're going to do that on all 4 of these sides. We're just going to create a slated roof effect. I hope you don't slate me for it being a bad idea, but I think it looks all right. Got that, like that, that, like that, and across. And then we're going to have to meet it all up in the middle, obviously, and make sure it doesn't look wrong, because the last thing is we want it to look wrong once it meets in the middle. Let's get that there, like that, that there, like that. Okay, so there you go. So we've got half of the roof, and there we're just going to trim off this bit with end like that. We will do a little bit more to that in a moment. Please do give me time. And we're going to do some more on this side, and I'm just going to duplicate that roof on the other side by doing exactly the same thing, and I'll be back with you as soon as I've done that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to include just a little bit of detail. So I'm going to pick a side. It actually doesn't matter because all the sides are the same. So I'm going to pick a side, and I'm just going to off-center this one here. I'm just going to pop a block there like that because I think it looks quite nice. And then we're going to here, and then there and there. We're just going to create a slightly off-center area. I wonder whether or not that's actually good enough. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this even more off center than that. So let's make these there like that, and that needs to be there like that. Okay, I wonder whether or not that might need to be a half slab just to give space inside like that. That's going to make absolutely no difference whatsoever. Okay, so let's get, what if I put it on the top half? Does that looks okay. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we've got a square, and what that's going to become is, oh, if I can actually get my stuff, that's going to become a chimney pot. So we're going to stick that like that. The cobble's going to go there, there, and there like that. Okay, so it's sort of given a little bit of texture, and then we're going to get some flower pots. There's lots of different ways you can make a chimney, but I'm going to get some flower pots and put them in like that. And then I'm going to get a cobweb, and I'm just going to stick a cobweb, not entirely randomly, but a little bit randomly coming up this way, to allow us to give the impression of smoke coming out of those flower pots. So I might put another one there as well, actually, like that, and like that. Come up here, here, and here, like that. Okay, so we've got a little bit of smoke coming out of those flower pots, and it makes it look like there's an active fire, you know, a nice cozy fire going on inside that house, and that's what we're trying to achieve. And then in here, we're going to get, we're going to need to kind of block off this thing, but not completely. I just want to do it in part, I think, like that, and then there, there, and there. And I want to leave that bit open. And we're going to do that on all four sides. There, 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 and there. No, there, 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 and there. Oh, I'm not a good shot, am I, today? There we go. Leaving that bit open. I'm going to come there, there. Oh, for goodness sake, there and there. There, there, and there. Like that. And then just one last one here. And there, 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 and there. Okay, so that gives us kind of a nice shape to the house. And then we're going to just trim it off a little bit by coming across here, across the top. There. And there. It just breaks up that white a little bit and gives a bit of separation from the top of the white squares and the roof without making it look like it's too disjointed. What I am going to do, I'm going to stick in here each of those. I'm going to pop a half slab at the bottom there and at the bottom there. And I wonder, right, I'm having a thought. This is just a thought. It may not work. If I put that like that, how is this going to look? Let me just... Gamble time, people. We're gambling. Gamble time. Watch out, it's a gamble. So if we put that like that, and then we get my wooden trap door and shove it there, there, and there. How does that look? What do you reckon? I reckon that looks all right. So I'm just going to do that on all of the sides, I think, because that's just another little detail that wasn't there before. I quite fancy it. Let's get on with it. Stick that like that. Come around there, there, like that. I think that looks okay. It just makes for a little bit more kind of comfort, home comfort, nice warm light coming out of this glowstone. I always imagine glowstone, if it was in real life, would be a really nice warm light that you could, you know, have a cozy night into. It's quite a nice idea, I reckon. So obviously, if we are building somewhere for the villagers to enjoy each other's company, we are going to want some nice mood lighting. And the glass that is in the middle of those love arts will allow the light through. And I think that looks okay. You know what? I think we might nearly be there. So just some last finishing touches. Now, you guys all know, if you've been following my channel, and if you've not, why haven't you? You guys know that I can't stand the laws of physics being ignored too much when you build stuff in Minecraft. So I'm building some support columns here and here. It doesn't have any effect on you being able to get in and out of the building. We're going to stick one on each of the sides here and there, like that, and just create, it's just another nice stone support beam that's holding up these nice, really quite nice arches that we've got here, there and there, and then finally coming around this side, there and there, there, there and there. So those make really quite nice support structures, but of course the entire thing is floating and we need to be able to make sure that gravity is observed. I'm just going to turn this weather off for ages. Okay, so clear weather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove 3 high wooden posts there, and I'm going to put to the side of each of those wooden posts like that. So what that does now is that creates kind of like it's being held by the wooden posts. We're going to do that again on this side. There and there. Again here. Now obviously this is incredibly strong wood, and under normal circumstances I would not advocate these small beams of wood supporting a house, but as it stands at the moment I think it is okay for this purpose, because the power of love is holding this up in the air too. Don't you forget that. Absolutely. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. I wonder what it would look like with a double bubble. Would that be too much? Actually no, I'm going to go with that. That looks all right. So let's stick another one there, there and there. So that gives just a little bit more. Not there though, definitely don't want that. I've just put a hole in their house. Nobody wants that. So stick that back in like that. Get my fence back, put one there, one there, one there, and that's already done like that. So there we go. You know what? I reckon, and I've deliberately left these open because I think Frilly's going to need them to be open. If not, Frill, when you're watching this or doing this, feel free to put a little bit of windowage in there. I don't know, something like maybe, you know, like that perhaps. Just shove a little bit of red stained glass in there to make it a little bit closed in, but I think you possibly might leave those open. I shall leave that entirely to you. So there you have it. I reckon that is a villager love shack. And there you have it. It's one love shack for the villagers to breed up in. It is ever so slightly larger than Frilioth said he needed, but if he needs to edit it up a little bit, he is more than welcome to do so. What do you reckon to it in the comments? Do you think that if you were a villager, you'd want to be in the villager breeder inside this lovely house? I think that it would be a very nice place to live. If you've enjoyed the video, please do remember to slap the like button. It will be great to see you enjoying this kind of video, and perhaps me and Frill will do some more stuff. Don't forget to go and visit Frill. Go and see the other part of the video, and if you've not done it already, do hit his sub button. And while you're at it, if you've not done it already, hit my sub button too. It'll be great to see you in my sub club. I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.